Well, it's Saturday the 26th of April, and this is episode 2509 of 301 Permanently Moved Online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded, and edited by me, at the JMO. This week, whilst shopping in town, I listened to two podcasts back to back. Gideon Jacobs on the newest episode of New Models, and Neverpost with its segment on the disappearance of buttons from our devices. I've written about the surface flatness of contemporary society before, but these two shows spark something. There's a compelling argument somewhere about how the physical design of the modern smartphone, with its dark, glassy, featureless surface, has reshaped how we perceive reality. A reality now dominated by images, detached from any material origin or anchor. Jacobs argues that our current media environment has created a world saturated with self-referential imagery, and I'll link to his LARB articles in the show notes. Reality, he says, has become a loop of symbols, gestures and signs pointing to only more of themselves, meaning without anchor, a condition Baudrillard described nearly 45 years ago as hyperreality, a term once academic, now tangible to us with every scroll and swipe. This isn't solely about aesthetics or media literacy, but the larger conditions through which we perceive and interpret reality. What Baudrillard called the simulation has become so seamless, so ever-present, the scaffolding of the real begins to feel less persuasive than the abstract surfaces it supposedly supports. In my own writing, I call this domain the semiosphere, a para-reality of signs, symbols, and meaning-making that restructures the material world through our attention on it. And Trump, Jacobs argues, is the embodiment of this shift. He has become an idea that is bigger than himself, composed entirely of signs, sound bites, slogans, facial expressions, media feedback loops. He operates within the semiosphere so fluently that base reality becomes an irrelevant medium. What matters is presence, affect, the high-stakes manipulation of symbol. Trump then exudes a distortion field, what the old tales would have once called glamour. The world becomes something closer to theatre or a game. No object, save a magic wand or a conductor's baton, crystallizes the strange new reality produced by the smartphone. The smartphone, with its smooth, depthless glass, is the ultimate surface. No ridges, no contours, nothing to locate you. It denies the body its place in the interface. There is no entrance or window into the semiosphere via a smartphone, only exposure. You don't grip a smartphone, you stroke it. Interaction with symbol becomes pure glide. Nothing really moves, yet we influence the world with our fingertips. The screen tap is a magician's gesture. Something appears, something vanishes. The doing is replaced with the appearance of something happening. In this frictionless flow, symbols no longer need relate to anything deeper. You drift, untethered, immersed in the feed. The smartphone is an occult object, a black mirror through which pure image flows freely, unburdened by resistance. The home button once acted as interruption. It reminded you the device was a machine with limits, an actual object. Its removal dissolves the membrane between user and content. Gestural interactions on a seamless surface are also inherently theatrical. Every motion becomes a performance. This also aligns with the contemporary urge to self-mythologize. We don't just consume content, we also perform our consumption of it. We react and gesture. Swipe left, swipe right. Think about Steve Jobs' first iconic demonstration of the two-finger swipe. It was built for the show. There are no boundaries between performance and interaction. Buttons and knobs and sliders had depth. Their removal from our fridges, washing machines, and even our cars reflects the self-referential nature of our age. Everything must appear like the other, a literal collapse of depth. This flattening isn't inevitable though, nor irreversible. I genuinely believe that people who spend most of their internet time on laptops or desktops are wired different from smartphone users. Laptops retain a tactile grounding, the click of keys, the heft of the machine, the edge of the screen with the real world behind it. These affordances anchor the body in the real. There's a boundary, a distinction between self and system. And with that boundary comes a different mode of attention, one less susceptible to seamless surfaces and frictionless signs. The desktop or laptop is also more sensorial, chords, ports, sounds, and even smells sometimes. It demands a place in your environment, even if that device sits on your lap like a cat. You look at the internet on a laptop, but you touch the internet on a phone. As generative AI kills the nature of the image, this spiral will continue to accelerate. VR and XR are coming at us fast. The world will only continue to thicken with surfaces, shimmering and shifting, with signs slipping past meaning. Another stage in the information age iconoclasm, the great unravelling of the image as a stable carrier of truth. We can no longer gesture at the future. If we want it to be different, we have to grip it tight.